pick. But for Enigma, maybe a Pango is an option, right, on that mid lane for OG, something that they could pick.
Yeah, it's Pango. There's still the Tusk, which is there.
Yep.
Just something that is a bit more lane pushing, and then when you need to join the fight, you can.
Yeah.
I think for
Pango, as you buy a Basher eventually, you get rid of the Black Hole threat. So.
God, this Black Hole is going to be filthy at like 40 minutes. It's going to be, let's put down a Cataclysm and a Black Hole, Sniper, you're dead. But that's all about them finding the place, the vision, the timing to actually execute that. Because OG, they have the heroes to just be running around, being annoying and break down.
You get the Tornado now for Liquid, though. You get the Dispel, so that's pretty solid for them. They have a way. It's not a Shadow Demon, it's an Invoker, so not necessarily will it be utilized every single time, but
this is the opposite of how Liquid's been playing, I feel like, recently, though. Like, they don't have any early skirmishing heroes. They don't really have any heroes that push out lanes too quickly without items or levels. And that's kind of what they've been leaning on. It's win lanes, free up the supports to make these moves with Nisha, either Nisha coming to them coming to mid lane. But this is kind of the opposite, where maybe they can do it through some clutch arrow, cold snap stuff, but...
Is this an Ursa ban?
What, for OG?
Yeah.
Yeah. They need a carry that just rips open the game for sure.
And there aren't many left. Like TA banned out, Slark banned out, Ursa. Okay, still in the pool, but Bloodseeker out.
I mean, we sometimes see like an opposite playstyle where it's instead of trying to just kill as many people as possible in 15 minutes, it's we're going to try and farm really hard. And we've seen this with Invokers in that lineup where you just get your Midas, you try and just get as much fight. You try and out-farm your opponent.
I'm fine with that. But when I look at Team Liquid and...
You need to win lanes to be able to do it.
I start imagining it's impossible from my perspective. They really have to be so on point that they have to win every single lane somehow. And they're greedy at the same time. Their supports don't really offer you that. They don't offer you the strongest laning stage.
I really want to see Puck here for OG. Just anything annoying to kill. Like already they Liquid banned out Pangolier, but anything that has an ounce of we need to use our finite resources to kill this mid lane. And then on top of that, you have the Uragi Sniper, some DP behind that just barreling through like that. It just really would break over the game.
Is the Spirit an option?
Oh, God.
That's unlucky.
All right, yeah. That's the...
I mean,
equally as annoying.
I don't even care what Team Liquid picks. I like OG's draft better.
Really?
At this point, yeah. At this
so
point,
in your mind, there isn't a last pick for Team Liquid that you're like, this pulls it together and can tear apart OG's team fight?
Maybe there is. The Ursa still kind of sounds okay. Is there something that you guys are seeing? Because for me, it just looks very difficult for Team Liquid. I'm not saying that they can't pull it off.
Of
like,
course.
they definitely can. There's a reason why they only dropped one game so far in the DPC. It just looks very difficult.
Going back to blue, you could go for some Morphling-esque hero, where you, again, it's like you're not going to be winning lanes, you're not going to be winning anything, but eventually you just will have a good matchup against all the cores of OG.
Eventually.
Eventually, but
maybe in the next game.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you either pick a hero now to fight into them, but picking a carry that counters Bat doesn't then counter DP. If you pick a hero that counters DP, you're then not going to have the range to kill a sniper. Like, it's really awkward.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. And it fits the color schematics, sort of.
Invoker just ruins it.
Yeah. I mean, Weaver is a good matchup in lane against the DP. It's elusive enough to kill the Batrider. I am just still worried about... Weaver, in theory, is a good pick. It does do well.
What was the oh my god?
Yeah, I was going to say Sheep reaction.
It's because I was thinking of Weaver. But
oh, okay.
Oh,
why were you thinking it? What does it add that maybe we weren't seeing?
So what I was going to say was it would be a hero with like kill threat in lane and the ability to sort of maybe get involved in these early fights that we talked about, and the ability to like react to early fights and TP and get in there and like not die in his lane, and then maybe it gives space for the supports to rotate a little bit more, because you talk about like lanes being hard, maybe in a static situation, but if they're able to bring like both supports to a side lane with a Weaver, that allows you to get kills in that lane. Same for the off lane too, I think.
It's definitely possible. It's a good Weaver game. What do they have? Like a Lasso, which shouldn't connect. They have Tiny as well, which Weaver can play around if he picks his fights properly. It's also a god like Mickey hero. He'll absolutely destroyed every game that I watched. Not every game, but a lot of games that I watched.
You can say that about a lot of Mickey heroes.
Yeah. No, Weaver definitely. Like, it just sticks out. So.
Yep. I prefer OG's lineup, but I think Liquid's play will allow them to bring these heroes to light, and then it will just be some Xayah Enigma down the line. So
yeah.
All right, well, we'll see if the game goes long enough for Liquid to show those skills, or if OG are going to close this one out early as we jump into game number 1 with B-Cup and Lacoste.
Thank you very much. Coming into this first game, Liquid OG, Liquid trying to stay undefeated. Do you think the series undefeated is going to stick throughout this one?
I think so. I think Liquid's definitely on a roll this DPC season. Looking at the draft, they did salvage their draft with this Weaver pick. I love it. This is one of those forgotten heroes that you don't think about it, but they don't have that much lockdown. You have Lasso, you can eventually build into Lincoln Sphere, you can close the gap. So pretty much the two spells you need to be careful about is Dead Prophet Silence and combo from Tiny. So looking really, really good for Liquid. I don't mind OG's draft. I think they have a very solid draft. It's a strong draft. We've seen what they could do with the Omni Knight. They love to counterpick that hero when use it as a counter pick. Miss you too. What's happening in the chat?
Miss you too, Jiraiya.
Yeah, they miss each other. Agent Taiga on the opposite side.
It's always adorable when we get to see this a little bit. Players from teams past. And, you know, Liquid, I was talking about undefeated. Obviously, in series, they dropped that one game to Gaming Gladiators. So that 14-0 is just not possible. They could go 14-1.
They could. Yeah, but still pretty impressive considering the competition in West Europe.
So let's see how this starts out. As they'll grab 2 bounty runes here for OG, and then they should back up for a second on Liquid. So even 2 for 2. Little J getting sprayed out. I know you're a big fan.
Big fan. One of the biggest, if not the biggest of all fans out there. Chat loves it. It's all about, you know, I expect to see some V-Rise and also like Nisha. Nisha spray is also top tier.
Yeah, and J just makes the chat, like you said, go wild. I don't think you could get a word in chat once J goes down, because it's just going to be J.
Pretty much. Looking at the mid matchup, Nisha against the BCM. I saw this matchup go like kind of both ways. I've seen Invoker go underneath the tower. Nisha, I don't expect him to, like, he's I'll call it the best player that we've seen for, I'd say, even like 2 years. Like he's the most consistent player. Like you can always rely on Nisha to carry the games. Like I don't remember a single time that Nisha didn't have a good game. Maybe a Pango, Nisha Pango has been a meme because he got stuck a couple of times, but other than that, he's been really on point. So looking at the mid lane, 3-0, 4-1 on Batrider. We've seen like Batriders not going for Firefly in this matchup, instead putting points in the Flame Break and just try to play a bit more aggressive. And we also seen Batriders just like not skilling anything. Have a tree available once again.
Yeah, so he's going to try and throw some right clicks out, but getting pushed away by Mickey, who saves his Mirana, because Insania was down to 1 shot a little bit earlier and ended up just surviving. But we'll see how much pressure comes out in this lane. Looking back over mid, I'm a little bit happy that we're not seeing another Exort Invoker, so they could Sunstrike the range creep and get it denied.
Of protection to have some extra, because there's going to be a lot of harassment from 2 ranged heroes in the lane.
Right. The Weaver pick kind of became available because of the fact that OG banned the Bloodseeker. Their idea was to hope that the Pangolier got through, and it felt like that was the idea during the draft, and then obviously Liquid banned the Pango, and it makes Weaver very viable. No Bloodseeker, let's go Weaver. Let's make it happen.
Liquid's lineup's very difficult to kill. I think OG needs to heavily commit. You have this position 5 Mirana with the leap charges, limited lockdown on OG. Then you have Beaver running away, Ricky with Tricks of the Trade, Blink Strike, difficult to catch.
Yeah, Nisha with the Ghost Walk, and then just Enigma.
Yeah, and now we can see like Batrider taking over this mid matchup. He is level 4, and as I said, keeping the 2 points. Decides whether he wants to dive.
Avalanche, Crypt Swarm, and they'll throw the tree. It'll be DM's right click that gets first blood. It was a race for first blood with the tree. So OG Getting that first blood on Senya just out a little bit too far. That level 2 really helped out OG to get that kill. You can see right now BZM still holding those points, so he's just got into the sticky napalm for now.
Most likely. You want to be able to farm the jungle, but this is what Batrider's have been doing for quite some time. I think starting this DPC season, haven't seen it before.
Lane, Boxy. Scouting forward and running away from Misha as well as Yuragi going into the trees, just trying to juke a little bit. Works. Okay. Look at that. It's as easy as hide behind the tree. So what do you feel about this lineup for Liquid? Obviously, you've got the Riki, so that gives that timing of 15 minutes. We've got Sleep. That's when we're probably going to start making a lot of moves around the map. And then for OG, can you be faster than that 15, or are you kind of on a similar timing?
Team Liquid's lineup scales really well into the late game. I think OG might start the pressure slightly earlier because you have Dead Prophet, you want to group up, you have the Sniper who we see joins early fights, Boxy. Knows that Firefly is down, so we'll start to put some pressure, has Orb of Venom, but nothing too serious.
Meanwhile, Zai, with the fact that Boxy left, that allows them to go on to this Enigma and grab a second kill.
Very aggressive moves from OG, playing behind Tier 1 tower as a safe lane.
Now, especially with the Sniper that doesn't exactly have the easiest way to leave if it does get caught, but with no Boxy, it kind of felt that they had the ability to just go after this Enigma. Mid, cold snap, and BZM is going to drop here to Nisha, diving well too far behind the Tier 1 tower.
Not sure what the plan there was. He didn't have enough mana for a Firefly because Nisha already used 2 EMPs in the lane and burned pretty much his full mana pool, and there was no rune available. This is 5.5 minutes into the game, which means that the runes are already picked up.
Taiga coming back towards top. He tried to get the save there, but they've got the avalanche and the toss under the tower. And Senia leaping, but 2 tower shots in a tree is not going to be enough. 13 life left. As Mickey just Shikuchiing and trying to do anything he can to deter OG back and not let them play as aggressively.
2 most farm hero in the games right now are Dead Prophet and Weaver. As expected, like Dead Prophet on the offlane, we've seen it dominate most of the matchups. Like even against some range heroes, Dead Prophet tends to do well.
So, what do you do against this Death Prophet then if you're the Weaver Mirana combo? Do you just not play aggressive, try to stay within the creep equilibrium?
You put a lot of pressure, especially because Taiga was roaming around. It gave Dead Prophet a lot of levels. She's sitting at level 5. Tiny only level 3, and every single time he has a combo. One thing I noticed about Taiga's Tiny is he tends to build a lot of mangoes. There was one game where he had like 7 mangoes on Tiny.
They also bring Boxy here, so let's see if they can play aggressive in this top lane and get anything from it. EMP, Cold Snap, BZM, he'll hold that mana as Misha devours some mangoes. Other than that kill on BZM, it's been pretty much back and forth and quiet, and they've both got similar net worths. Nothing too crazy going on over mid just yet.
As expected, Liquid lineup is kind of slowish. You do have Invoker, which is Quas Vex, so that means that he can be slightly more active, doesn't have that global presence, but having Enigma, having Riki as your position 4 means that you don't really have that much damage early on. Riki's all about that 15-minute shard, and then you start to play aggressive with the combo into Arrow, into like Tornado, EMP, like even a Black Hole later on if you're going for the right target, if it's something big. Look at Boxy. He's going for the couriers. We've seen it time and time again. Riki's being so annoying. He plays down a deep observer ward in the enemy triangle to scout things out.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to end up being wise to that, considering he killed the courier, but he could have just been there by coincidence. Never really know. We'll see if that gets dewarded. They also blocked the camp over here with a sentry, too, from Boxy. And now there's a double damage picked up by Nisha, so he'll start to walk his way towards bottom. And Misha's going to miss Nisha coming in, as they might be able to get Yuragi with the positioning he's at right now. So they come over, Tornado, far, hits on both, EMP. Nisha getting
Good
body
body
blocked
blocks.
by Boxy. That means it's an easy kill for Nisha. So Nisha killing Misha.
Yeah, killing his younger brother. Yuragi will use Shrapnel and TP out. There's going to be a lot of pressure on this tower. Eidolons,
I think this tower is...
DD plus Alacrity on Invoker.
Yeah, this tower's gone.
What about the top tower? Death Prophet does have Exorcism, so let's see if they mimic the move that Team Liquid just did.
By the way-
Nice read from Yuragi. Understands that this tower's gone, TP's out immediately.
Yeah, TP to mid so he could farm up the jungle a little bit and then go over to the mid lane and get what he could there. Now they'll use the Exorcism. By the way, those wards, that ward was dewarded over on the cliff in the jungle, in the triangle.
Okay. Trying to get some tower damage reduced by pulling the creeps. Does have time lapse available. Ooh, arrow hits, but there's no follow-up. Fake hype. Looks like something's gonna happen. Check the minimap. There's nothing going on. Nisha with that first rotation did manage to get the Urn of Shadows charge, so that's an extra kill potential for him. Now he can go for like solo pickoffs on the supports.
He's got Midas, and then the Urn. We've seen some Invokers go into the drums, where, well, usually the call is just Midas depending on the lane. And the lane didn't go poorly at all, really, for Nisha at all. So he was able to get that Midas, right? And just be okay with his timing and positioning with it.
He's on top of net worth right now. He did kill that tower bottom. He did got a kill. He did got the second last hit as well on Misha. The game slowed down, which does benefit Team Liquid a lot. You see the first usage of the Exorcism did a lot of damage to tower, but still not dead.
A little bit surprising because it didn't really look like Liquid were exactly defending too heavily, but they didn't quite get the tower, and well, their bottom tier one's gone, and that leaves Zyda just kind of farm freely down here, and he's getting really close. I would assume he fills out the whole Guardian Greaves after this mech, but we'll see what he wants to do. Boxy gonna spot Misha while Nisha is here. I really love saying Nisha Misha.
I noticed you said it like 3 times already.
I have to. Insania, by the way, just defending top, but DM's going to use these Seeds of Serenity. He's got Taiga as a little bit of backup, and it should be they take the tower, but they will have Nisha TP top. They've also got Mickey here.
Moonlight Shadow, let's see if they can find something. There is a Sentry Ward, so OG sitting on top of it. They're already prepped for it.
Zai is not even going to get the mech. He's going straight Blink after the Arcane Boots.
I don't mind seeing that, just because he has so much farm right now, and getting a Blink Dagger, if he feels like they need to be able to land the Black Hole, sometimes it's much more difficult if you go for the Guardian Greaves.
Right. So now you'll have the ability to jump, whereas you don't have to just walk in. And maybe he senses that, like, if Lasso's used, then he could catch him off, no silence.
I think they made a swap because Mirana is getting a decent amount of farm, most farm from all the supports, and we've seen like some greedy Miranas. Let's see, Arrow.
Tornado, Arrow with the smoke screen. BCM's coming over though, and will lasso this Mirana. Misha surviving with an avalanche coming in. They get the kill into Insania. They'll not lose anything on the side of OG. They want to go for Boxy. There's the toss and the Firefly burning this Ricky. And eventually they'll get the kill onto a second. It's a double kill for BZM. Cold Snap to try and turn around. Sunstrike. Ooh, doesn't want to grab the haste. Fooled. Yeah. Finally picks it up after the Sunstrike, and Mickey might just be here a little bit too late. They want Taiga, but he's got an avalanche. BZM coming back around. That is a little bit dangerous. Flame Break pushes back Mickey. BZM still working with his haste, and they've also got Misha around. As it looks like he'll die here. Black Hole, though, on it too. It's going to be on a BZM as well as Taiga. They don't get the kill on a BZM, but they will take out Taiga, so both supports die on OG now.
A little too aggressive from OG.
Yeah.
They got the kill, but in a return, like, they need to have a commit. This is something we talked about. The Batrider with the lasso limited in terms of lockdown. DM.
Arrow doesn't land under the sniper. They're still trying to get this kill on Anisha. They brought in the Death Prophet. Silence it's 2, but the Assassinate's just not going to be enough damage.
Mickey decided to go for a full farm build. No points in the Swarm whatsoever. 0-4-4 build. Like, usually you put 1 point to be able to keep the eyes on the target, but one of the reasons why he's like 500 ahead of Sniper. Not as farmed as Nisha, though. Nisha does have that Hand of Midas and has full boots of travel. 13 minutes into the game. Considering the matchup he was playing into, this is very impressive.
Yeah, it felt like his lane was not as advantageous for him on the Invoker, and now they're going to go to the
Until he got that
Exorcism.
kill.
Yeah. And then he really started to pull away. So, Maelstrom picked up for Yuragi, while, of course, we already talked about the Maelstrom on Mickey. Using this Exorcism to try and get the tower over mid. EMP boxing nearby with Insania, so let's see. Ooh, coming around the back, they've got the Avalanche, the lasso. It's on Anisha. They'll get the kill into the Invoker. They've also dusted up Boxy. They want to kill this Riki, but Boxy's just going to TP away. They should be able to focus this tier 1 mid and finish it off.
Nicely done. BZM finds a good angle. Still, 2k gold lead for Team Liquid, now down to 1k, but they're getting a lot of farm on the map, especially Mickey. Like, while this was happening, I said that he was second on the net worth, and suddenly he's the first one by far. Like, the net worth just keeps increasing.
Assassinate. Okay.
Yeah, so in the end, the item swap that I mentioned, Mirana will go for mech, because she is getting decent amount of farm, and eventually will get it. So Zai can afford to go for more greedy item build. Seems like it's going to be a Lens into BKB most likely.
And then eventually after that should be Octarine Core, right?
Maybe a refresher before that. We'll see. It's still a long way ahead of it.
Yeah.
Dead Prophet, speaking of the Guardian Greaves, just finished off hers.
Ooh, Zai. That pulls down. Nisha here. EMP with Cold Snap. And they'll get the kill on a Taiga.
Taiga trying a tree throw to get some Eidolon's damage then. DM underneath the ward. Team Liquid splitting the map nicely. You can see all 3 lanes are being pushed in. Boxy trying to find his farm very close to his item, the only item that he pretty much needs. That shard, 200 gold away from it.
Yeah, so he'll have that soon enough. He's just farming here for free over mid. The supports of Liquid are ahead by a decent amount over the ones on OG. They're really not getting much of anything in terms of the 2 supports there. BZM, Firefly, and spots Boxy, hits the Flame Break, pops an Illusion, that's it. Does do a lot of damage to this Riki. But already has that shard coming in. Smoke screen, there's the Swarm finally coming through, the Malefice, and
even the arrow
strike. Not even gonna need the Sunstrike to land, because they already got the kill on a BZM. They'll look for Taiga. Boxy, if his courier... It already came, he's got the
finally
Sweeping
delivered.
Dart, so yeah, Taiga's gonna die here to Boxy.
Team Liquid so quick, moving around the map this time around. The rune bait does pay off, and they're picking out the bottom tower. They still have a catapult. Nisha immediately uses Alacrity. They want to put in some extra damage. Now TP stop. Like the value, like you can see that gold keeps increasing for them. Currently at 4k. Once they take another fight near Roshan, Team Liquid can go for Rosh. I think the same thing can be said for both teams. If they win a fight, if you have this Exo going, you can go for it. We didn't talk about Sniper too much, but Yuragi, he's been farming in the middle of the pack right now.
Alphys. BZM's fine. We also brought Nisha and Taiga in.
The zoning arrow, scouting things out.
They're kind of far behind on these cores here for OG.
If you look at the minimap, whole OG squad is pretty much at the same spot, while the rest of the Team Liquid is really spread out. Boots of Travel definitely does help out. You have Beaver, who can be anywhere on the map, pretty much moves instantly with Shikuchi, going into BKB next. I think once they finish off their BKBs, one on Invoker, one on Weaver, it's going to be very difficult for OG to get the damage done. You have this Omni Knight who doesn't deal much. Tiny's only level 7, 17 minutes into the game.
So aware of this.
These Invoker players, I think we praise Stormstormer quite a lot because of his movements, because of his spider senses. Like, he almost never gets ganked. He never pushes that extra wave. And now in the bottom lane, Insania. Alacrity, position 5 Mirana, taking the tower.
Nice. That's how it's done. While they do make that rotation up towards top, OG's going to try and clean up the jungle, get some farm out of this, but you could see that they are, you already said it, grouping together to the point where they're losing out on farm.
OG might go for Rosh because the Exorcism just went up, and it's a level 2 Exo. DM instantly pops it.
Yeah, this is what they need. Seeds of Serenity also to heal him up. Meg finally finished here for Insania. You were talking about that being the switch. They're also going to the BKB on Zai. So let's see if they can get this Roche.
They should know something is up, because bottom lane's being pushed in.
Arrow. Ooh,
Oh.
lands on a DM. Sunstrike not going to be on the mark, but now they're kind of leaving this Roche in a weird spot if they bail.
They might take a fight, like, even after they take Roche, because Exorcism running out. This is most of their damage.
They're going to throw another arrow. This one's going to hit Roche this time, putting him down to about 500 health. BZM over to the side. They've got the Moonlight Shadow to work with. They've thrown a shrapnel into the pit. This Roche is sitting with such a minuscule amount of
Zai,
health. That
Dust
could be a problem. Dust, Avalanche, Flame Break, hitting on a Zai. Silence on a 2. That's a silence onto the Invoker. They get the Aegis onto Yuragi. They also get the kill. They'll drop down the Meteor. They have Purification. Yuragi being healed as well as the Heavenly Grace on him, allowing him to heal at 32.4 a second.
Meke just finished off his BKB, but OG will go back to the high ground. So Yuragi holding the Aegis for 5 minutes. He's not been involved as Sniper as much, but as I said, like Team Liquid, they want to take a fight. They understand that without Net Profit ulti, they really don't have that much damage. And again, look at the minimap. Zai's bottom. You see Nisha pushing out the mid, while the rest of the team is actually going for the kills.
They're going to walk into Taiga. I think BZM, yeah, he's going to TP out. They have the Sweeping Dart. It's on a Tiny, and it's a quick kill onto Taiga. Mickey gets credit for that one, and they get a gem now in the hands of OG. We've talked about early gem purchases for some of these teams, especially when you're going up against the Ricky, or we've seen with Slark teams as well.
It's very, like, they have, what,
They're
1,
still
2,
going.
3, 4 Invis heroes
Ooh,
on their
they,
side.
They might be lucky that that Sweeping Dart was onto the Omni Knight because Yuragi was right next to him, but BZM comes in with the BKB. He's got the lasso. It's onto the Ricky. Silence is on to Ricky as well, so they get the kill on a Boxy, but Mickey with the BKB just taunts his way to an escape, and it's only a 1-for-1.
Net worth keeps increasing for Liquid. They're just getting way too much out of the map. This bottom lane, there's always someone, whether it's Fever, 5 bottom, Invoker with Boots of Travel. Nisha just finished off his BKB, going into Linken's next. They don't have abilities to proc the Linken's with, so that's going to be a huge issue. I don't think Batrider's going to be able to find the lasso on these big targets, especially if Fever also decides to get one after finishing off Gleipnir.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do to get the lockdown here. It feels... we talked about it in the early part of the game that it has to be full commitments, but even with their full commitments, it feels like they're only getting 1 or 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Which
Taiga
just isn't enough.
holding the Philly, trying to get that Blink Dagger. It's a late Blink Dagger, but once you get that Philosopher's Stone, you know that eventually you'll be able to farm that. Zai also close to his BKB, hiding in the trees, just 600 gold away from it.
So, just sitting here. And now we'll TP away. Bottom lane, Boxy tricks of the trade, lands the dart.
Oh, yeah.
It's on.
It's not on
to the
time.
bat, and the arrow misses.
If it was the old one, the 4-second duration sleep dart, the undispellable one. Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Not broken at all. They also Moonlight Shadow. Like, Liquid doesn't want to stop being aggressive with their positioning and their fights. Ragi's here in the trees, and everybody's here for Liquid. You need to be careful if you're OG on the positioning for this one. Liquid have been laying in wait, and they throw an arrow that doesn't land, just barely misses. And again, they send Nisha bottom. Like you said, somebody's always there. They've got the gem on BZM, so Boxy recognizing that he needs to get further back. They do have Exorcism again.
Now with the Blink Dagger on Tiny, I think they might afford to play a bit more relaxed, where they don't need to group up as 5. So with the lasso available, with Tiny toss combo, these 2 heroes, they can go for the pickoffs. And interesting build on DM, going for Heaven's Halberd. I guess he understands like where most of the damage is gonna come from, and that's Weaver right clicks. So, and that's also another tool to proc the Linken's with.
Radiant are scanning.
Minute and 12 remaining on this Aegis. Do you think they fight before the end of that?
I don't
Kinda
think
looks
they
like
will
they're
be able
looking for
to.
something.
They're definitely looking, but Liquid will not give them the opportunity.
Radiant's top tower is
Top
under
lane,
attack.
81% win probability. for
Liquid
Dota
has
Plus.
been so efficient with their movement, with the way they farm the map. Like even this Aegis, it felt like it didn't matter for them at all. That OG picked it up.
Yeah, they got it. They just kind of disengaged, and I think they knew their advantage, right? Knew that even with this Aegis, they didn't feel like OG were in the proper position to fight back too much because they haven't really been punching too hard the other way. And once they, like, if they don't even focus on fighting and they go to these Lincolns, like you said, it makes it so difficult for OG to even take fights. So when do they feel confident enough to do so?
Double damage just spawned. This is the timing. Mickey will pick it up. Does have Road of Atos coming to him.
They know the timing. The Aegis expired just now.
Look at that
Sleeping
professional
dart.
esports team knows the timing of Aegis. Well done.
Arrow? Blink in, BCM. That's way too far by yourself. It was a little bit too far forward to the team, but he goes to the Exorcism. They're going to try and get these kills. They'll look over. They've got the silence on a Mickey. BKB's been popped. He goes to the time-lapse. They get the kill to Boxy. They bought back on the Ricky to start, but this double damage going to be outputting a good amount of damage if he can find the right positioning. But for right now, Exorcism popped, Liquid disengaged. They don't want to fight into it. And they've got Moonlight Shadow, so they can wait and then make the jump.
OG forced 2 BKBs immediately, one on Zai and also one on Mickey, and also a time lapse. So I don't know if Team Liquid wants to take this fight. There's still Black Hole available. They know that EXO is down. Is there a smoke? Yeah, there is one on Ricky, so maybe with this smoke they could look for something.
Definitely bought back like they thought maybe they could find a fight. Want that extra sleeping dart. Taiga's only level 10. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you're not as active as Tiny. They couldn't do much in the lane. They did, kill Mirana once, but that was pretty much it.
Grouping up again over mid. Can they find anything? The one around is DM. And doesn't have EXO for 75 seconds. Gleipnir finished, and that's a lot more control for Liquid if they group up on the side of OG. They need to be careful as well.
Lasso available once
Arrow.
again, and the BKB. So let's see if BCM can find an opening, especially with that gem that you mentioned.
You have learned nothing.
Yeah, he's going into an Octarine core as well, and I think Zai queued up the rest of his. Nisha getting closer and closer to having that Lincoln sphere. And OG starting to leave the base and find a little bit of confidence to walk forward.
Hey, I was told before coming into this, you know, Europe, West, it's the most entertaining region. It's action-packed. We have 16 kills in 26 minutes. People lied to me.
They put a lot of their kills on the back end. This I'll say over 43 kills.
Radiant
I'm gonna say.
scanning.
I think there's gonna be a lot of action coming into the later part of this game. Some hopium copium, but I don't know. I think both these teams will skirmish and fight and go back and forth. Silence hits Boxy. That means there's no sleeping dart for a long duration. They've got the avalanche that lands on a Mickey. Yagi towards the back, and BZM, he's been slept, but he's got that Heavenly Grace to save him out. Gleipnir thrown out onto this Bat Rider again. He's using the cliff to try and mess with Liquid. They also get Nisha's Courier. That's his Lincoln's recipe.
So we'll not have it for 2.5 minutes.
Lasso on a Mickey. Can they kill him? Can they control him before he's able to get the time lapse off? The answer is no. They did disarm him. Zai coming over, gets the Malphus on a Taiga. Arrow following it up, not going to land. Boxy, though, gets to sleep on a Yuragi. They have the flame break. That also lands out of the Ricky over on the other side of the fight, though. DM's trying to fight here again on a Mickey. He already used the time lapse. They've got the black hole coming around the side. It's going to be out of BZM, and they'll get the kill on a BZM, but they also lose Mickey. The gem's going to be picked up. It's into the hands of the Ricky. Boxy trying to leave with this gem. As well, they've lost their carry, but they've got BZM, and they've got the gem.
Even though you lost the carry, I think picking up a gem there is huge, especially because they have 4 Invis heroes on their side. So that's massive. Gem will reset on OG's side because they picked it up relatively early, but you can see this build on Dead Prophet, allowing DM to use Heaven's Halberd, like they get the silence, force a BKB from Weaver and the time lapse, and then Mickey doesn't feel too comfortable coming into this fight.
Sweeping Dart. Heavenly Grace again.
Nisha has been really where he needs to be as Omni Knight. He knows that he's playing into this. Like, this is the combo. This is the opener. Sleeping Dart into Arrow. And he needs to break it.
Heavenly Grace, 14-second cooldown, and that combined with the Sweeping Dart that has a 12-second cooldown. Basically, you'll have it for the most part when a dart gets thrown. Top lane, Yuragi just throwing a shrapnel, cleaning up where he can. He's going into the BKB. BZM, he's looking at an Octarine core. Zai hasn't purchased his just yet. He's a little bit short. But Roche up in 50 seconds, and you can kind of tell by OG's positioning they're waiting for their chance to go for the second Roche. It should kind of line up perfectly with Exorcism.
They can try to, again, go for this type of a fight. Because if Enigma blinks in, even with the BKB, Dead Prophet Exo is running, Sniper with the right clicks, you still might die and not get too much off of it. And there's damage on the ground. Shrapnel, again, Dead Prophet Exo, even a stick in a palm, if it hits you, cancels your Blink Dagger, then you might not be able. So his Zai's positioning needs to be really good. He's smoked for now, does have the Tumbler Stow as well to jump in and close the gap even closer if necessary.
He just doesn't have Black Hole for another minute. Eidolon's leaving just as Roche respawns. So does DM. No.
We know. We are definitely... this is the only thing we're better than the professional players at. We can see everything, we can see every ward, and we can see the exact timing of a Roche spawn. Eidolon will scout things out in the Roche pit. OG just smoked.
Yeah, I think they definitely feel they have the advantage with Exo back up and no Black Hole for the next 30 seconds. Arrow doesn't land anywhere, and with the smoke, they're kind of taking the long way out and around. They might find a courier. If they do, just hiding.
Not again. 50 gold short. Can Eidolons get the last hit? They cannot. Insania making sure that Zai doesn't get it.
Not getting that catapult either.
It's being delivered as we speak. Black hole available. It's level 2 black hole now, so the goes down to exact 3 minutes. Yeah, and now with the Octarine core, 135 seconds.
And then level 3, just 2 minutes. So, smoke used again by Liquid as both teams kind of hesitant, knowing that Roche is most likely up. Late here, it's Yuragi, but the Avalanche comes through. It hits on a Zai with a BKB. He'll go to the Black Hole. It's going to be on the 2, but they've got themselves the Guardian Angel coming through from Misha. Zai taking a lot of damage. They've got the Guardian Creeps coming out from DM, and they've got the right-click damage coming out from Yuragi. Now they've got the last one on Mickey, but the deafening blast that hits on Yuragi. He has nowhere to go.
In trouble.
Can he get out of this one? Sunstrike lands and takes out the Sniper, but they've already lost 3. They'll lose Boxy. That's 4 heroes dead on the side of Liquid. All they've lost so far is just the Tiny as well as the Sniper. They're trying to chase Nisha. Can they find him? Not looking likely, but they do end up getting 4 in that fight.
Yeah, this is what I talked about. Enigma blinking in, Exorcism already running. Batrider, he pops the BKB, gets the Guardian Angel, so the only right-click damage they have is pretty much Weaver, but it wasn't enough. And also, Mickey not using the time-lapse there. You can see, it looked relatively good as an opener, like the Black Hole on 2, but this Guardian Angel providing him with the necessity to just keep them long enough in a fight. And Mickey, he did have like his time-lapse available, but gets stunned, uses Shikuchi, tries to run away. I think if he just popped the time-lapse there, maybe the fight could be turned around. Maybe one extra kill could have gotten from that, but in the end, big team fight for OG one. And still looking at the net worth, 6k gold lead for Team Liquid. It's been like that for the past 10 minutes.
It didn't even move, which was wild. I was like, all right, 4 for 2, same net. Yeah, look at that. Even with that fight, it just kind of stayed the same. Aegis Shard available, but everybody up now. Arrow will scout that nobody's in there. But they smoke on OG again. Have no black hole this time, no Exo. Blink, Avalanche lands on a 2. They've got the right-click damage to get the kill on Insania. Now they'll look over with BKB being popped by Nisha, but the Lincolns gets popped, and that's on the Flaming Lasso. So they won't have that control. The Flame Break hits onto Mickey, but they still take out Taiga. They've disarmed this Weaver. They'll throw down a Shrapnel, forcing him to time-lapse back closer to the team, but again, no Lasso means no control.
Exo available in 20 seconds. Same goes for Black Hole, and less ready right now, so I think even without Mirana, Team Liquid will be looking for a fight.
Still moving forward. They've got the Gleipnir. They have Tornado to follow it up. These heroes don't exactly have enough right now to fight back, it feels like. Gleipnir, there it is with the silence as well as the sleep from that dart. They'll go to the Exorcism, the right-click damage. They've got the disarm. It's on a Mickey. He doesn't have a time lapse. The Black Hole, it's going to be on the 3, though. It's massive from Zai. Do they have the damage to clean up? They get the kill on Yuragi. They'll look over at BCM, who's still running away with the BKB. The Sunstrike will land onto DM. Another Gleipnir thrown over by Mickey. Even with the Exo going, though, Avalanche toss. Is it going to be enough? Oh, Mickey! He's in too far! He'll end up dying. They've got the Sleeping Dart that's going to land on a DM, so he won't be able to chase with the Exorcism. But BZM moving forward, Force Staff forward from Taiga, but they don't find these heroes on the side of Liquid. They're still hidden under the Shroud of Moonlight Shadow. They've lost Yuragi, Sleeping Dart. Once again, they've got the silence. It's on a DM. It's with the smoke screen. Now they've stunned up with the arrow, this Death Prophet by the Avalanche, the toss. They get the Kona Boxing. Now can they look towards the rest? They've bought back on the Omni Knight. Misha back into the fight as they'll continue to chase. Zai blinks out, avoiding the silence coming through from DM, but they finally have the lasso back off cooldown. They find Insania. They'll get the Mirana. They'll take him out. And now it's a double kill for DM. They're right by the Roche pit, but with no sniper, the damage is a little bit lacking to go for this Roche.
Yeah, they need sniper. Once sniper is out, they should definitely go inside the pit. But Zai with that this Giga Chat Black Hole on 3, going for the right targets, finding Omni Knight this time around. So Guardian Angel is not popped, and they do have enough damage. Also, we didn't mention, but Invoker has had this Hex for a very long time, which does allow them to have a better control, and he can also go for the pickoffs on the side lanes. And as we expected, OG going inside the Roche pit. Enigma, no black for 45. So this Roche, let's see if Team Liquid wants to defend it, even without a black hole. They will try to poke with Tornado. Meteor is available, just got Shard delivered.
Hex on a DM, Sweeping Dart that hits the Omni Knight, but they've got themselves Taiga going in with the Avalanche. It's forcing the BKB going to be popped by Nisha. Now EMP down onto the Tiny. He tosses the Ricky towards the backlines. Flame Break tricks of the trade. He goes into the Roche pit, but they get the kill onto the Taiga. They'll take out Boxy. On the backlines, though, they look over Yuragi. He pops the BKB. He's surrounded by 4 heroes. He needs to get out of this one. They've got the lasso. It's going to be on a BKB, but they have the damage.
They got
it's
the
a problem.
silence.
Yuragi will force them on the high ground. Now he can start to poke back. They've got the Assassinate. They'll have the damage to get the kill onto the Weaver.
Mickey has a buyback.
They'll take out Mickey, but he does have buyback. Can he get back into the fight with the BKB popped by BCM? They'll chase out Insania. They'll look over as the Moonlight Shadow is going to be popped here by the Mirana. They'll look as they lose the Mirana now, and Nisha as well as Zai need to back off. They'll run away. There's no buyback coming out from this Weaver.
Mickey was thinking about it, definitely. If he finds the opportunity, buyback, time-lapse, come into the fight. But they couldn't find anything. BZM so patient with the lasso, and their spellcasting was really on point there. Lasso into silence, and again, Mickey dies. Mickey has not finished the item. Like, he had this Gleipnir for a very long time. Thinking about going into Scotty, now he's turning it into Satanic, wants to be able to have a Dispel. So you can see his way of thinking. Just, you know, if he gets hit by that silence, plus the lifesteal might keep him alive there.
Radiant's bottom
Can
tower
he
is under
survive
attack.
once he gets the Satanic? And he needs to get to that item. A little bit further away, and we'll be 1,100 gold away.
They would definitely love to have Lotus Orbs on Liquid. I see one being queued up by Insania right now.
Smoke, 5-man. Arrow! Just short of Yuragi.
Black Hole available this time around.
Tornado hits on a DM. They'll evacuate the pit once again. And now they're going to go over to the side of the Sunstrike, but they've got this Exorcism. They get the Kona Boxy, so that's going to take the Ricky out of the fight for 50 seconds. They used Exo, but do they back off into the pit, try and just finish off this Roche? It's very scary knowing that Zai is ready with the Black Hole. But they do have Guardian Angel once again, and Misha is going to position himself outside the pit to stay away from the Black Hole.
DM using Exorcism as a zoning tool, not going for Roche.
Yeah, they get the Aegis. Now they've got the lasso. It's going to be on Azai. He's got no way out of this one. They'll take out the Enigma. He's got buyback, and the chase, they go for more. Taiga has Blink in 9 seconds. Insania behind the tier 2 tower, as well as Nisha. He's right now under the Ghost Walk. Over to the side is DM. Now looking, they've got the Hex. It's on to Taiga with the EMP as well as the Meteor. They've got an arrow that doesn't hit thanks to the Force Staff of Taiga. Actually, I believe it was the Hurricane Pike from Yuragi.
They're taking care of each other so nicely. This is their real family, pretty much. BZM fighting again, an opening, finding that Enigma. Zai sitting at 2.5k gold, still thinking, you know, maybe do I need a Linken's, or if it's all-in refresher type of a game.
Now he's got Spell Prism too, so level 3 on the Black Hole will be 105.6 seconds. Double damage is bottom, by the way, if anybody ends up seeing it, and it will be DM. So we had talked about the net worth lead being 6k for so long,
And finally,
it is even.
yeah. It doesn't feel as even. If we could see the win probability from Dota Plus.
Still 58%
Yeah,
for Liquid.
I love showing Dota Plus because it helps me be biased towards one team. It's like, hell yeah, 64, nice. I'll go with that team. Praise them for the next couple of minutes until Dota Plus shows something different.
And here are the odds from esportsbet.io. It has OG as the favorite, so maybe they know something that Dota Plus doesn't. Exactly.
Holding the Aegis for 3 minutes. It's like having, you know, 2 snipers. He also picked up the shard, so having that grenade, disarm, and also knockback for himself so he can get out of the trouble.
Yeah, so they could use that in conjunction with the Heaven's Halberd from DM and make Mickey kind of, you know, maimed. They're going to head towards top. Zion and Senior here. Zai now building Axe. Okay.
It's like we swapped the Axe a couple of times because things changed. Midnight Pulse is not max HP anymore, it's current, so now we added that to Aghanim Scepter, and also, what was the shard before, so now it's also like the pole. Yeah. It's a cool one. I like it. It's an expensive one. Might still go for something different. It's a lot of damage. Like when he goes in and gets that max HP plus the current.
He's also got the shard, so he's got that upgrade in Malefice. 1.35 second stun. That is a lot for Malefice. Boxy's courier goes down, and it had a book for him to read. Well, he'll be not reading for a while. Trying to build an Aeon disc. DM. He's got Shivas now. And they're going to Exorcism to go to the high ground, so they want to force a fight. They feel confident enough to do so.
Big pickup in terms of neutral items. Witchbane on Beaver. So you have a Dispel against Omni Knight, which is pretty big, and you can also dispel the Aeon discs with it.
It's not instant though, right?
It has like a slight of a delay. Like it's, you know.
Sweet Blink, Lasso coming in, but they've got the Hex. It's going to be on to BZM, but they get the damage out onto Insania. They'll get the kill with the BKB pop by Nisha. So they'll start with that. Zai, though, Malefice. We've talked about that stun upgrade thanks to the shard. The Exorcism Ghosts are going to be coming back in, and they've got bottom pushing in a little bit. Octarine Core finished off here for the Invoker. They're not chasing outside the base. And OG now take a net worth lead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
For what feels like the first time this game.
Getting this tower. Smoke from Liquid. They want to get something done. Double damage picked up by Sniper. Ooh, they don't know about this. They don't have any vision here. So if they hold the high ground, this could be very bad for Team Liquid.
DM. Ooh. Got these heroes smoked up. Call OG Scotty because they don't know. They're going to come over. They've got the Sweeping Dart as well as the Hex. It's on to Taiga. So Arrow's going to follow it up. They get the kill there onto the Tiny, but they have found themselves Zai. He's on the back lines. He's gone. They don't even get the kill on the Taiga. They've got this double damage running from Yuragi. He needs to find himself good positioning so he doesn't get picked off. The disarm. It's on a Mickey. He's trying to run away. The blink right on top of this Weaver. Spirit Siphon. There's the fear thanks to the upgraded Aghanim Shard. They get the kill on Anisha while that's all going on, and Yuragi having that double damage.
Yeah, they didn't know what we said. Fighting into DD Sniper. You can see damage, 4,000 damage, and this fight lasted for like 25 seconds pretty much. So now it's time to strike. Exorcism will be back online in 15. They already killed Tier 2 tower top, Tier 2 tower, even Tier 3 tower on the mid lane, so they have a way to go after killing the barracks.
And they also
no buyback on Invoker.
Yeah, and they've got the Spell Prism on DM, so he's able to have that Exorcism back up to take this. Ragi able to poke from the low ground, and this is an easy siege of the mid racks.
And top still have that Exo going for a half a duration. You can see Meke still trying to do his own thing on the bottom lane, get some extra farm, try to potentially force a rotation, but Taiga's already there.
Yeah. So they'll lose the top Tier 3. Next will come the melee racks. Blink, Malphus, Guardian Greaves, so he won't have to deal with that, but they've got the Sweeping Dart, no arrow, Silence on a Boxy, Nullifier's been picked up by Mickey. So can he use this?
He does have a Nullifier and Witchbane, doubling down on a Dispel.
So now they'll have the Invoker back up. Nisha's here. He's arrived once again.
They need a black hole, like they need to be able to catch at least 3 heroes, the one that he did near the secret shop from OG. This is the type of black hole that Liquid needs. I don't think they have much left. Unless, if they miss a black hole, if Enigma dies, he invested all of his gold trying to get this Aghanim Scepter. Without a black hole, I think OG has a very clear entrance to just finish off the game. And Liquid, they smoked.
Zai also close to buying out on that Ags. He just needs the point booster. Also, the great thing about OG's fight in the last exchange was they knew where Zai was. They went to the back. They found him. Made sure no black hole.
Batrider with this type of a build, we didn't mention him for some time. He has that Timeless Relic, Witchblade, the Shard, so it's going to deal a lot of damage. Has also Eon Disc that is not assembled yet, so we'll pop it in the mid-fight. If this Batrider lives in a fight long enough, BKBs are down, he's going to clean them up.
Big group of creeps and Eidolons here, but they'll be taken away. Just trying to get this Ags 50 gold away. That'll mean no buyback here for Zai, so if he never has the opportunity to get a black hole off, it just won't come. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. They're not fighting just yet. Roche now 1 minute and 10 seconds away. There's going to be third Roche, potentially a Ag's Blessing or a Refresher Shard, and there's the Ags. That'll get delivered. If you could get a 3-man black hole again,
you need to catch Omni.
Nice.
You definitely need to catch Omni, otherwise... I mean, they do have 2 Dispels now, so that's going to help out. Like, even Taiga buying a BKB on this 4 Tiny. Extra gold that he was holding that Philosopher's Stone for a very long time did help out.
So, when will OG choose to go? Will they stay a little bit more conservative, knowing that Roche should be up soon? And does that maybe give an advantage over to Liquid, knowing that if you're going to go for Roche, you might be grouped up and we could potentially find the black hole that we've been looking for.
BZM does have that Boots of Travel. It's his first item overall, so can join a fight relatively easy. 5 seconds until the Roche spawn. Liquid, they need to be the one scouting things out.
Got these creeps pushing forward, but Crypt Swarm, Flame Breaks, just cleans them up so quickly, and it will be a Refresher Shard on Roche. Mickey going to the Scotty after picking up that Nullifier and that Satanic, so we'll see if he's got the survivability here. Buyback's only available on Sniper, Batrider, now Nisha, and the Ricky of Boxing. Sweeping Dart.
Those combos that they were supposed to land completely got ruined by Omni Knight pick. OG, they were... You know, people try to figure out how to deal with it, whether a Baton, whether an Omni Knight. I'm surprised we didn't see, like, a Baton as a real counter to it. Maybe Maybe in China, if the others start to pick it, you know, Zhao 8 will bang one out. Like, he'll definitely pick that Abaddon.
Yeah, he'll try to innovate, maybe a little bit.
Slow siege by Sniper. Arrow, gonna hit.
But they've got the Heavenly Grace, so pause. A little bit of lag. So we'll see how quickly we can go in ready. All right, there's the G. But will Liquid be ready to go? There it is. So we're going to unpause.
Glyph popped by Team Liquid. Sniper will still do the same thing. Does have that Heavenly Grace. Zai thinking about going in. But then again, if you commit and they have buybacks on the hero, could be tricky. Batrider pushing out the bottom wave right now.
Yeah, like you said, he's got those boots of travel, so he could be in the fight. He's also got an A on disc he hasn't even completed yet, so first time he'll have that. Could be in this next fight. Moonlight Shadow to a 4-man smoke. There's the Blink as well as the Avalanche. They've got the Hex. It's going to be on the Tiny. Now they look over as DM's going to the backlines. They've got a Black Hole. It's going to be on the Omni Knight as well as Yuragi, but it's not going to be enough. They've got the Lasso coming in from BCM. The right clicks from Yuragi. He's going to die. They lose Misha. Boxing down goes Zai, but he already got the Black Hole off enough to get the kill on the Sniper, who's going to buy back. They look over at Mickey. Nisha over to the side. They have Insania in their sights. The look. Concussive Grenade won't get Yuragi close enough. Now they're without Zai for 60 seconds, but no Omni for 75.
Zai found the right opening, what we mentioned, like he needs to find that Omni so he can get the Guardian.
Ooh, blink forward,
off.
silence on the 2! Mickey, as well as Boxy in trouble! Boxy goes down for 100 seconds, Mickey's gonna be forced to time lapse, but the right click's coming out from Yuragi. Nobody's on the Sniper! He's free to just hit you away, but now they're gonna start going his way. The look over as Yuragi's gonna pop the BKB. He's also got that Lincoln, so he'll use the concussive grenade to move forward. Nisha trying to get away. Arrow doesn't land on either Yuragi or BZM.
Oh, that's a buyback. That's 2 buybacks. One on Misha, one on Yuragi. On side of Liquid, only Boxy bought back, so they can run in, try to poke, because with only Sniper, yeah, you do have damage, you do have a sustain, but it's going to take you more than you would expect. Let's see if Liquid can get there on time.
Sunstrike sees it.
Down to half HP. You have Weaver, level 27. It's a lot of right clicks from Weaver. He does have that level 20 talent, Geminate attack damage, Geminate attack as well, so OG will be forced out of the Roche pit.
Net worth sits back at even again. Buyback available on BZM, DM, and Nisha. Take away the OBS and OG. If they want to buy back on DM, they can. Let's see. Depends on the position.
Yuragi. If he gets Black Hole here.
They have Black Hole. He's just going to use it. Sunstrike, Guardian Angel. Now they got the lasso again on the side. It was a little bit of a bait. They let Yuragi out there, but now they're going to go to the backlines. They've got the Nullifier. It's going to be on Yuragi with the damage coming out from Mickey. He gets it for a second. Can they get a vision on him? The Meteor. He runs in, and he loses his life to a Meteor. He's dead for 2 minutes.
Oh no, the second Meteor, the shard upgrade actually got him there. They lost vision. And oh, Mickey tipping Nisha. He knows what he did there. This Roche refresher for Enigma this time around. And you will also have a refresher. Nisha has that refresher. So double Hex, double BKB, and a full combo twice. It's going to be Mirana holding that refresher for now. Double arrow, insanely. Just kidding. Like, give it to give it to Zai immediately.
No Sniper for 80 seconds.
I think they needed to let that Roche go, considering that Yuragi used the buyback and they played way too aggressive.
Can they hold for a minute? They have what it takes. How will Liquid go about going after this base? They've got a Glyph. That'll hold for a little bit. Flame Break also just bumping them once, now twice. Now Avalanche, but Lincoln's on him. Hex, late here, and Taiga needs to run. He pops the BKB. He's got a Meteor on him as well. But that Meteor does not turn Taiga into lava on this Tiny.
So many Dispels on Weaver. You do have Witchbane, you have Nullifier, you have the spell for yourself with Satanic and the BKB. And this is the first set of barracks. Seems like they're not going to defend this one as well. 25 seconds until Sniper's back online, and also pre-casting
Sweeping
Lotus
Dart.
Orb.
Blinking, and now they've got the black hole. It's going to be from Zai, of course, on this Enigma.
Does
You
have a
the
refresher.
damage. No, not enough to get BCM just yet, but he's trying to run away. Mickey's in on the lasso. He's into the base. Can they hold him down? Oh, they're going to get him. They've got the Aegis out of his hands. They lassoed him twice.
Toss.
Do they have the toss? Toss into the air. He's in the base. Do they have the damage? They do. Oh my God.
They actually executed it.
I
And now
can't
they're on the
believe it.
run. They're on the run, but damage has been done. Mickey does have a buyback. What a... And sprays
Oh,
Sai
Sai
J while he's running away. It's time to strike. They need to go in and force those buybacks. Marana does have one. Ricky, he's on cooldown for 3.5 minutes. But most importantly, for Liquid, Mickey does have one.
Yeah, and they want to force this buyback.
Fountain, MVP there, dealing the most damage.
So BCM, look at how much he just...
He assembles that Eon disc, and then, like, he was disarmed. This Heaven's Halberd has been causing a lot of issues for Mickey. And then Taiga finding the right opportunity. No, he had nothing. He did have Shikuchi, no time lapse for 2 seconds, gets silenced, and gets deleted.
What a hold without Sniper. That's insane. And then let's see the most important part.